example, kung mag-TV tayo nito, yung switch on to, yan. Yan siya, oh. Yan. Pressure niya. Kung mag-start mo, lagay mo lang sa 6 or 8. Yun ang sa normal sa adult.
Testing kasi wala na ano yan eh. Pure oxygen kasi kaya
Oo. Ano na rin siya.
mga karga ang gaga dito. Pure.
Kaya ito ha. Ano natin.
Yan, bigyan mo dyan ng ano konti. Yan, 6 na ngayon. Dito siya. Dito siya nag-6 na rin.
Yung saving sir, 6 sir.
Dito sa gilid 6. Dito ay 6.
Tapos, yung ito sa ano to, yung mga may mga i-release ko natin sa ano, sa close space, paglabas. Pero hindi to ano to, pangano to sa bungad. Pag dadali na natin sa ospital. Tapos pag sa ospital naman, meron tayong tatlong malaki. Ilipat pa ba natin? Same procedure pa rin yung regulator, ganito pa rin yung mga madali lang gamitin. Saka meron na rin nakalagay na ganito. Ganito siya. Meron niya. So, meron naman dito yung ano, how to respond the case in victim does not breathe independently. Meron naman dito na procedure. Meron siya dito, pero kung sa actual na to, hindi na masyado kumano na step by step. Importante lang na masave ang life niya sa ano, sa pagkain sa close space, masave kagad yung life na hindi naman ito masunod talaga yung procedure yung ano nito. So ito naman yung isa nating ano, resuscitator din, pero iba din to. Pareho lang din ng ano, pero sa ano lang to, sa ilong. Iba na ano to.
Sa hindi nakakabit yung ano, nagigit lang.
Parang ganon din yun. Parang ganon din. Dito. Tapos ito sa mouth muscle siya. Ito sa ilong naman. Sino nga nakagamit na nito? Sa hospital.
Wala na.
Diba dito yung nilalagay sa ilong. Pero ganon din yung procedure nun. Ano din. Tapos nadata rito. Regulator. Tapos ito, lagyan ng tubig ata to. Lagyan ng tubig. Tapos meron siyang, anong ito?
Ganito eh. 5 liters per minute.
Tatakbo ito. Tatakbo tama din sa ano. Tapos lagyan ng tubig.
Yung binibigay yung
Ito mga bunti lang tubig. Meron sa level ito eh.
Ayun ang level.
Anong sa ano to eh, sa...
May gamot din nilagay.
Oo, pwede na may gamot nilagay sa sir. Tapos dadaan sa amin. Sama sa ano. Sa hangin na ano.
Nebulizer pa yun.
Nebulizer.
Saan mag-adjust na lang sa ring?
Dito pa eh.
Diyan pa rin. May kaso lang mano-mano lang yan.
Oh, ito yung ano, mano-mano ito.
Yan, dito ka titingin ng regulate mo. Kasi ito, automatic na ito eh. Pag in-adjust mo ng 5 talaga ang bibigay ito.
Ito yung operation
dito
nito.
mababasa eh.
Parang ganun din yung operation nito. I-open mo to. Pero isa-charge lang to. Kasi kulang ako eh. Saan sa lalagay?
Hindi, aakyat kasi ito pag may pressure na.
Dito yan. Dugtong dito. Dito. Dito, saka dito yung ganun.
Yan, tama yan. Nagos yan doon. Nagos sa kabila.
Tapos dito lang siya. Yan.
Tsaka di, kung mag-adjust ka, depende ko lang sa paghinga ng pasyente mo.
Pag
Yan.
nag-ahabol siya.
Ayan, si 25 to. I-refill pa to siya.
Kaya pagkalanganin ng hinga niya, alala yan. Basta yan lang yung ano niya.
Oh, 200. 150 ang ano ito, ang laman nito, 150. Tapos dito pa rin tayo mag-ano, magbabase pa rin sa ano. Yung breath niya parang dito. Lagyan pa itong tubig. So, bali dalawa yung ano natin, dati sa resuscitator, mouth face, saka sa nose, sa ilong.
Kaya na hospital kayo.
Yung tatlong malaki yung sa ano na yun, sa bed, sa ano na yung mga ano na yung medical.
Pero di sa pangilong.
Ito sa ilong.
Di sa pangilong pag ina-adjust mo. Paano mo siya ma-adjust kung ginagawa?
Dito sa ano?
regulator lang.
Regulator mo, regulator.
Hindi ka naman maka-adjust.
No, hindi na mo ka-adjust dito. So ito mo, i-adjust mo lang
Ikaw dito mismo, manumano na
Adjust
yung
mo lang.
regulator.
Pero ito mas pupunta mo
Ito,
sa...
ano bang tawag?
Ito regulator, ano? Ito yung pagbukas, ito yung adjust mo.
Adjust mo lang release.
So mas madali lang to sa ano, ito. Bali dalawang ganito natin doon sa malaki tsaka ito sa maliit. So example kung makatapos ang na-rescue, mayroon tayong tatlong bote doon, pwede natin ito ililipat doon sa mga bote para in case na nakapos, pero naman tayo masaksak. Hindi pa ano, matagalan to, tapos ano, maghintay ng rescue para sa shore. Kung anong mga advice doon.
Pang first aid lang talaga yan siya.
Convert talaga yan. Pag-rescue na. Transfer lang ba? Transfer sa so, bakit 200 bars video siya? Ano, pero mali na 2 liters na kasi ito eh. 2 liters na mga sa 50. 2 liters na. Yan, 2 liters na yan.
Kung 5 to 6 liters per minute to, di 2 liters na.
200 bars.
200 bars mo to.
Tapos ito, kung 5 to 6, ay 6 to 8 liters per minute.
Per minute.
200 bars. Ilan ba yung ano niya?
Kaya sir,
Hindi, yung... Oo nga, pero ang capacity niya 2 liters. Pero yung bars niya kasi dito, mga 200. Sa bars pa babase tayo. Iba tayo sa lagay na. Ganun yun sa malaki. Sa malaki naman, 40 liters yun.
Yan, siguro makonsumo niya ng
30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Sa may liga sa hospital.
Kagaya na lang sa atin sa ano, yung EBD. Diba, EBD maliit pero good for 15 minutes straight lang yun eh.
Ano tawag nito? Yung pag na-compute niya, 200 times yung dito naka-engrave niya.
Ito sa pagput dito sa ano eh.
Naka-engrave times, may times pa sa yung volume.
4.53. 4.53 yung ano nito.
V niya. Hindi, yung volume niya, volume. Depende kung ano, hindi, depende kung saan yung ano nito, naka-engrave na volume. Kasi sa BA, kung ano yung naka-engrave na volume ng cylinder mo, hindi siya kg. Usually V. 200 times volume divided by kung liters per minute. Yun ang computation niya kung ilang oras yung konsumo. Usually 200 times 30 yung sabihin natin. So 1,200 divided by 40 liters kasi sa normal. Yun siya inaabot siya ng 30 minutes. Nandito kasi yung naka-engrave, hindi ko na alam kung saan naka-engrave nito. Volume. Usually sa BA, kung may BA tayo, makita nyo yung V. Tapos may nakalagay siya kung ilan yung equals niya. Yun yung multiplier nyo. Kung ilan yung 100 dito. kg kasi nakalagay dito.
Convert pa siguro sa TV ito. Sa ano?
Sa volume mo, may volume kasi yung multiplier no. Okay ka na ba?
So, ano lang to ha, brief lang to na ano ha, how to respond in case of victim does not breathe independently. Oxygen supply together with resuscitator. Slowly open the oxygen valve, yung ano, turn left, ito, open. Oxygen valve, turn the left. Connect oxygen tube of the inhalation mask to the outlet full of regulator. So ito, oxygen mask natin ito. Adjust oxygen flow with the knob at the front side of the regulator. Possible setting, adult 6 to 8 liters per minute. Oh. Tapos clean the mouth and throat of the victim, narrow side on the nose and wide side on the chin. Bend the head of the victim backwards in order to clean the airway. Place the mask and resuscitator over the mouth and nose of the victim, narrow side of the nose and wide side of the chin. Press slightly on the mask to avoid leakage of the oxygen during the resuscitation. Use the other hand to squeeze the resuscitation slowly, 12 to 15 times per minute. When finished, close oxygen and let the oxygen leave until the pressure gets to zero bars. Ganun pa rin yung sa zero bars na no. Turn the navigator to the left indication or liters per minute. Clean use mask resuscitator with liquid soap and sterilite. So, ganun pa yung ano.
Yun ang multiplier. Multiplier coil. Ito, para ganito ba niya, no? D 2.05. Yan yung multiplier mo pala.
2.05.
Yeah, ganon din sa BA. Pagka pare 200, hanapin nyo palagi yung B niya sa tangke. Yan yung multiplier nyo. Tapos, i-divide ninyo yung sa consumption nyo, liters per minute. So, usually, sometimes, sa 300 times 4, minsan times 4, nakalagay yung dito sa B. So, 1,200. Ang normal kasi na, normal na paghinga natin, yung hindi wala accident is 40 liters per minute. So 1,200 divided by 40 liters per minute, yun siya nagiging 30 minutes ang duration ng paggamit ng BA natin. So, lahat kasi ito, ini-engrave ito kung ilan yung volume times pressure ng tangke mo divided by liters per minute. Yun yung liters per minute na yun, yung normal consumption niyo. Yung kailangan ng tao sa pag-hinga, yun
Yung divisor mo?
liters per minute, sir. Yun yung
Volume times pressure.
volume times pressure divided by, ang normal kasi na working pressure ng tao, yung pareho normal, pareho naglalakad tayo, 40 liters per minute. 40 liters. So, ito sa medical is 20 liters per minute.
1,200.
Divided by 40. So, ang labas niya
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Ang escape mo lang yung sa DA.
Kung mag-complete ka naman ng sa escape doon, sir, yung nasa red niya, di ba makikita mo yun sa BA, may red. Kukuhain mo yun, 85 times volume, divided by mo ulit ng 40, yun yung time mo ng escape mo ng escape. So, kung may time tayo next time sa BA, yun, i-explain din natin yun. Paano yung kukuhain, para at least alam nyo kung paano yun.
Kung paano na po yung
5 minutes.
within 30 minutes.
30 minutes, oh.
Operation. Alarma na siya.
Alarma na rin nangyari yan eh.
May formula yan.
Para yun yung
Sa DA yun, sa DA.
basta yun palagi, naka-engrave kasi palagi yan siya ng B volume palagi. Yun yung multiplier.
Dalawa sila na rescue.
So, ito rin sa manual. Ano ba na tawag ito? Ambubag siya. So, manual na to siya. Ang ano nito, paggamit dito, paglagay mo na sa tao itong ganyan, every 30 compression, 30, yan, hanggang 30. After sa 30 compression, makita mo siya nga 2 breath siya, ano siya nang hininga dalawa. Kung ano na ano na naman siya, kung baka bira ka na naman. 30 compression to. Oh. Sa manual to, manual. Ano niya. So tawag ang ambubag.
Ambubag.
Kung hindi pa rin umiyak.
Hindi, meron ka namang oxygen na ano. Ito pang manualan to eh. Meron ka namang ibang outlet na alternative na ano.
Hindi umiyak. Tuloy.
O, 30 ulit eh. Hindi, paano mo siya ng mga dalawang ano? So,
Compress mo pa rin siya.
compress mo pa rin siya. Oh.
30,
30 compression. After compression, tira mo yung breath yan ano.
dalawang kwan.
Yan, lalo na pagka may mga lason or previously nakalunok siya ng lason, hindi mo siya pwedeng mount. So, yun ang gagamitin
Yun ang
mo.
gamitin mo.
Kasi may lason siya eh. So, hindi mo pwede kasi pati ikaw mapektuhan din. So, yan ang gagamitin mo. Instead na ikaw yung bubuga sa kanya, yan yung gagamitin.
30 pa.
30.
Ito compression. Yung compression.
Ito, parang 2 breaths yung ano.
Tapos bumba ulit.
Bumalik. So, pero lagi naman to sa ano, sa drill natin, makikita maglagi to sa ano. Sa drill natin, sa hospital. Nakano lang to sa hospital. Stay lang to sa hospital. Kaya yung previous na mga ganito, no, daming kabit ito, mas madali lang ito eh. Kahit pa naman, kahit ikaw lang ito, alam mo na pinitso eh.
Ganito mo na lang para. Na-deficiency kami dito nakaraan eh. Hindi nakakabit. Hindi nakakabit.
Ay, hindi lang ganun.
Oo, ito. Hindi nakakabit. Galit na galit yung inspector.
Ginamit pa na yata nila yung sir kay Kono. Kay Mike. Pero hindi na na-revive.
Ah, ito.
Ginamitan ng ganyan.
Parang ginamit. Hinubukan pa nila pa. Plano talaga.
Yan din.
Baka yan din. Kasi dinala kami na raw kami ni si Kono. Pagkagaling doon, dinala kami doon. Ilang higa sa hospital. Tapos sinubukan pa nila kami. Pagkwanda. Wala na.
Yung mask, yun din. Kinaklaro na.
Fresh pa naman yan. Wala namang sakit.
Dito tayo sa gas detectors. So,
O yan, makinig yan. Importante yan.
ito muna, umpisa. Paano tayo pipili ng gas natin? Kung mapapansin ninyo, dalawang klase meron tayo. Nitrogen balance, saka air imbalance, saka nitrogen imbalance. So, bakit kailangan na tama palagi itong ino-order natin? So, usually may tatlo tayong sensors, may tatlo tayong klaseng sensors. One is catalytic, pangalawa is infrared, yung IR, and pangatlo is electrochemical. Usually yung makikita natin sa salwiko, electrochemical yun, and infrared. Itong infrared, itong mga klase na ganito, usually madali mo siyang matatandaan kasi infrared, almost kakibat niya is mga digital. So, itong catalytic, usually yung mga analog na sinauna, yung may metrohan pa na parang ganito, mga gas detector, so parang gumaganyan, analog type. So, importante ito na pag-request ninyo is nitrogen imbalance. Nitrogen imbalance para sa infrared. Ang catalytic na mga sensors natin is air imbalance. So, napaka-importante ito palagi pag nag-order. Lalo na sa mga magiging official. Ito palagi nyo tandaan, ang catalytic tsaka yung infrared natin na sensors. Okay? Then, ito, ano niya, plus minus 5%. So, pag nag-auto-cal tayo, may either, ang range ng error niya is plus, tignan ninyo palagi, lalo na pag nagsiset kayo, plus minus 5%. So, i-consider niyo yan, lalo na pag nag-auto-cal. Itong anong mga equipment namin ginagamitan natin ng AutoCAD, itong portable, multigas, saka yung personal. Ito, 1K lang ito. So, ito siya yung portable gas natin. Combination, O2, CO, H2S. So, sa H2S natin, lagi pag ginagamit yung TWA natin is 1 yung threshold na weighted average. Tapos yung stel nito is kung hindi ako nagkakamali is 10 ppm. So ibig sabihin yung short term exposure ninyo within 15 minutes dapat 10 ppm lang. Hindi kayo pwedeng tumagal, or the normal 8 hour working ninyo, lalo na kung nagtatrabaho kayo ng H2S, is 1 ppm only. Ang Vincent is 0.1 ang TWA niya. That is good for 8 hours. Ang Stel naman noon, kung nagre-reading siya is 1 ppm. So ibig sabihin, dito naman yun sa yung benzene natin. So i-explain na natin later. So ibig sabihin noon, yung short-term exposure limit niyo within 15 minutes, dapat pareho H2S, nag 10 ppm na kayo, labas mo na kagad. Hindi kayo pwede ma-expose ng ganun kataas. So,
Hindi
may
pwedeng
mga...
lumagpas doon sa
Hindi. Oh, 15 minutes. So, kung...
15 minutes, within 15 minutes, hindi ka lalagpas ng 10 ppm.
Hindi ka lalagpas ng 10 ppm within 15 minutes. Tapos, sa 8 hours, 1 ppm na yun, maintain lang yun. Or di kaya under ng 1 ppm. So, okay. So, paano siya kinakalibrate?
Calibration.
Usually, ito, pagka pipili kayo ng span gas, pagka inopen, yan.
Procedure, yan.
Procedure, okay. Ito, usually, paano kayo pipili ng span gas na available dito? May setup ito sa loob, hindi ko na lang i-explain siguro. Pero kung pipili kayo ng span gas, lalo nang titingin yung inspector, pagka inopen mo kaagad, makikita mo yan. Una-una, O2. So, hahanapin nyo kaagad yung components niya kung alin nakasulat. So, CO, O2, meron siyang O2, CO, yung hydrogen sulfide, H2S, saka yung methane for sa explosimeter niya. So, ibig sabihin, kung nagkakatugma itong span gas mo, tsaka yung nandito na sensors nito, kasi ang multi-gas sensors is good for specific gases. So, ibig sabihin, pwede siya i-autocal within specific range ng gases na ito. Ibig sabihin, kung wala itong mga specific gas dito sa loob na ito, mali itong span gas ninyo. So, kasi hindi siya pwede i-calibrate ng autocal, mag-error ito. So, ibig sabihin, itong apat na ito, apat rin ito dito sa kabila, good nito na pwede mo siya i-calibrate. Okay? So,
Paano yung mag-autocal niya na?
sige, okay. Dito, magsisiro cal muna tayo. Ibig sabihin, sisiruin natin yung normal niya. So, zero cal press, yung long press, yung pag nakaharap ka, itong nasa kanan mo. Long press.
Ayan, yan. Right, long press, zero caliber.
Zero cal. So, press enter sa gitna. Gitna siya. Then, magsa-sensor refresh siya. Lahat.
Wait. Digital pass. Sensor pass. Isa siya. Sige.
Zero calibration. Morning sir. Yan.
Sensor calibration.
Refresh. Tapos ano yan siya magpapas.
Kung magpapas siya, kung calibrate niya yung sensor niya, then magre-request siya ng span calibration.
Calibration. Saksak.
Zero pass.
So, nag-zero pa siya. Then, span cal. So, nag-zero siya ng span cal. Press, gitna sa
Enter.
open.
Bubukas yung... Ayun, pasok na
Doon na pag-answer
Yan.
class, yes.
Ito na yung...
So, insert gas. Kailangan, ang CO mo malapit doon sa 60. Ang H2S mo 20. Oxygen is 15. And LEL mo for methane is 29. So once na medyo maglapit na siya, may error na plus minus 5%, so i-reading niya, then
Okay lang.
ibig sabihin, i-okay niya, siya na mag-auto-calibrate. Ito lang yung calibration niya. After this, okay na yun, okay niya ito, pwede gamitin. Madali lang ito, madali lang ito. Ganon din ito sa kabila. Pareho lang, halos may pinakaiba lang ng propane LEL 50 lang yung kasunod niya. Pero ito, ganito lang. So 57, malapit na ito. 20, 29, and 15. So, okay, span gas. So,
Ito,
ibig
apat
sabihin,
lang pinakalibrate siya, no?
apat lang. Apat na sensors lang. yung
Apat na
nakalibrate.
sensors siya.
So, malaman mo, okay na ito siya, nag-check. Then, kung papatayin mo ito, dapat may nakalagay siya na calibrated within this day na December 3. Yung date niya,
Last calibrated.
last calibrated niya. So, minsan titignan ng inspector, ito yung titignan niya.
December.
So, kung ano, ito kasi hindi mo pwede madaya yung ano niya. Pagka nakalibrate mo ito, yun na siya ng due for calibration.
Tignan natin ito para marinig yan. Busis mo.
December, ngayon time ngayon. Yung last cal niya is December 3. So last calibrated na siya ngayon today. Calibrate siya ngayon today. Okay. So any questions na tackle naman natin yung TWA sa STL ninyo. So ito palagi napaka-importante itong gamitin ninyo. Sa mga enclosed space, palagi ito. Iramin nyo lang sa amin, wala problema. Kahit kami na mag-calibrate nito.
Ano ba yung sir, kada bago gamit kailangan i-calibrate mo talaga siya?
Oo, dapat. Dapat na yan. Before using, should be calibrated.
No, every time, no.
Every time, sir. It
No,
should
no,
be.
no. That means that this is the thing. This calibration is you can do once a month, right?
Yes.
Before use, what you have to do is bump test.
Bump test, ha?
Bump
Ah,
test
not
means
the...
not calibration. You don't have to do a
Okay.
calibration. What you have to do is switch it on a if it's oxygen only. Just
Yeah.
switch it on. Go to a clean place, not
Okay.
on here because obviously you don't have 20.9 and you have a lot of people here and all that. Just go outside, switch it on, right? And check what is the reading is. Oxygen will usually come, but like these things, you have multi-gas calibrator.
But
Span gas.
how about this when you go in closed space, sir? No need, ha?
No, in closed space, if you do once a month calibration, it's okay.
It's okay.
But you need to do a bump test. Bump
Bump
test
test,
is
sir?
sample gas, take sample gas and put it in and check the reading. Must be the same reading of the
Yeah.
gas sample,
Gas.
right? If the reading is wrong, let's say more than 5%, plus or minus 5%, you have
That's the time
then
you will
if it's
calibrate.
wrong, then you have to calibrate.
Yes.
Only if it's wrong. So every time you start this one, you must do a
Bump test,
test.
sir?
Test the equipment. They
This one.
automatically testing. All the equipment is testing, but you must do a bump test.
Bump test.
This is called bump test, right? Just switch it on and put the wait and put it on. Put a little bit gas onto it and see the reading. If the reading is correct to the gas that you put it on, in the
Okay.
example the sample gas, then you do not have to do a calibration.
So we'll do the bump test, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
Only bump test.
only bump test.
Before
Bump test, okay.
use.
Yeah,
Your-
1 month.
1 month is
calibration.
sufficient, huh?
Once a month.
is enough
Once
for
a month.
calibration.
But sometimes this inspector is...
No,
No,
this
no,
is called bump test.
Bump test,
Every
huh?
time when you go, this is called bump
So, how to bump test the equipment or portable? Okay, so you press the left side, hold for a while, bump test, then enter. Walk in again. Same like also you need to
test. Same like calibration, but you
Pareho
have to go
lang
to the
siya sa
calibration
calibration.
page.
Yes,
Yeah.
Just test the this
the
one.
bump test. Okay. Left side, you go to left side. Right side is also calibration.
Bump test, kaliwa.
Bump test
Bump
pass.
pass.
Okay.
Okay.
Bump test pass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bump test.
Same also we have also bump test.
Yeah. Just a bump test. That means you know exactly this is working.
Yeah.
Because you have already calibrated to this one, so you know exactly this is working.
If the same reading,
If the reading is less, Different from the
Yeah,
bypass or
bypass.
something. You do a calibration test.
Same like calibration only, sir. The only thing
Yeah.
is they
No, just
checking
run
all-
that. No need to go to the calibration page.
So in case, in case of the bump test, sir, it's all just not to this bump pass.
Yeah.
You need to calibrate it.
No
To
need.
put in calibration,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
In case of
But
just,
when you do the bump test, you should know what is the gas you're
yes, sir.
sending.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes you can send it through here, sometimes from the sample
Bag.
sample bags and all that. But you should know what is the reading is, and you must read
This
the
one.
bag. It must be the same.
Yeah.
Similar. 5%.
Plus minus
no
depends
problem.
on
Yeah.
sometimes 2, but sometimes
Plus or minus
depends on
5%. Yeah, 5% is okay.
Okay. Same also goes with this one.
So the reading
Five
of the
times
bump
is
test,
good
sir,
with
you will compare it
It's,
here
Yeah.
and the reading answer. If it's
Yes, sir, ganun
okay,
din.
it means
Okay.
no problem, sir.
No problem.
So right side then, cal,
Low press.
password,
Point.
672.
672.
You see the reason behind the bump test is you can say the you never know chief officer do the calibration. Okay, he said he done, but then something happened to this one, or you fall it down, right after it's 1 month. No, you can many things happen. Maybe fall down, maybe something wrong with the sensor. Because when you go inside the enclosed space or any space, different place, this is the only thing that keep you alive. That you are trusting this one with your life, right? You know, we cannot see toxic gas. Nobody say toxic gas is there like that. Nobody knows. We just go blind, right? So this is the one that your life is putting onto this one. You're trusting with your life with this one. So that's why you are doing a bump test every time before you work. That you should know this is because same thing when you go up a ladder, you put in a ladder there to go, but you always see the ladder if it's working. It's not broken or something, right? You always check when you go down to the final ladder. You always go down, check if it's okay or not, right? Just don't go because somebody say okay, everything final ladder is okay. You don't go there because you know exactly this is because you can see this. This is your life is depending on this one, but when you go to gas space or somewhere, you don't see that, right? You're going blind, right?
Nitrogen is
It's
a
the same
doorless.
thing.
and- Nitrogen is a doorless and
Yeah,
colorless.
Yes.
You never know. So that's the reason behind it. Or you take a
Also,
small bird, just before.
One thing for this, Sarah, if you will see a heart blinking if these are having problems with your sensors. So, for example, you use it, then the heart appears, it blinks here. Something problem with the sensors. It will need sensor replacement. So this is the time that you need to check. Chief officer will need to calibrate again, report. So this is the sign that if, this one is deteriorating and need sensor replacement. So when you are using with this one, remember all this MSA equipment except with this one, because it has its normal is heart. So this one, if the heart appears, there is something problem with the sensor. It's either one of these having problem with the sensors. Okay. So when you use, then you open and you see the heart. Do not use. And for me,
If the heart appears,
yeah, heart.
you are broken.
You're broken.
Heart. Then
Broken heart.
the first heart will be blinking. Then the second, once the heart is steady, it means it is totally damaged. The sensor is totally damaged. Okay. So it means we need also to confirm which sensors are deteriorating on this phase. It makes 1 to 2 months to totally damage the sensors. But that's the time this equipment you need to order. That's the time the signal that you need for replacement.
Okay.
You can still use this heart if it's still only blinking. But if it's on steady one, then no need to use.
You need to replace.
Kasi palagi nag-aalarma. Pag kinakalibrate. Once you will calibrate, it will also not pass. Even on the bump test.
Parehas lang yan sir sa kulay pula yung maliit na
pag yung...
Parang ricket din siya. Parang ricket. Nag-alarm din siya, kaso lang may heart talaga yun siya na... May heart lang talaga siya, pero yun, mag-alarma din yun pagka may sensor damage din siya. Yun lang yung pinakaiba. Ito kasi wala. So, malaman mo kagad kung okay pa yung equipment mo eh.
Pero alarm pa rin yung detector.
Mag-alarm pa rin siya, mag-alarm pa rin siya. Ito kasi yung pag-blinking pa lang ng heart niya, unless hindi mo siya i-calibrate, hindi mo siya malalaman talaga kung alin doon sa sensor. Tapos, okay pa naman siya, paminsan-minsan okay pa siya. Okay. So,
Okay.
kakalibrate na natin to. Bumalik ulit sa
Let's go to 5X.
5X.
672.
Parang yung number sa biglo ko yan.
Too much love.
Will kill you.
Password 872, ha?
672 ka, password.
672.
672.
Okay, zero cal.
Zero calibration.
This one, hydrogen sulfide also there, no?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
How much, the alarm is 5%? No. STL?
25 plus. Wait, I'll check with the STL. Same na.
Pareho lang yata yun sir.
Meron dito kasi pag nag-start, dito kasi naka-sensor refresh. Yung data niya, STL na lang.
Short term maybe 10, STL will be 5, right? Sorry, TW will be 5.
H2S is 10. 10 STL.
STL?
Yeah, 10.
TW 5.
TWL is
5.
5. And TWA is 1, huh?
TWA is 5, right? H2S.
I'll check with this one. 10, sir, 10.
TWA?
STL.
STL is okay, it's okay. TW should be 5, but usually it's about half.
10 also, sir. Huh?
No.
It's set here 10. Huh?
Will be 5, right?
STL for. Okay. So okay, after
Pass.
zero cal, then we go for span.
Span.
Make open it.
Dito sa left side maganda.
Kan.
Dito yung ano.
Kaliwa pa rin yung pump-test natin.
Kaya tayo.
So ang catch lang nito kasi pwede ito siya sa gawing parang explosimeter natin. So may 50% LEL. Pwede siya once yung atmosphere natin is on LEL na LEL state na hindi siya percentage by volume. So ito ginagamit natin for inerted atmosphere. Ito siya. Kasi may percentage by volume ito.
STL.
Pwede makaingin ng kargada.
Pwede sir. Kukuha
Kukuha
ko.
lang para makita nila ito.
Sige.
Kung paano yung LEL by volume saka LEL
Isang
by
bag lang, sir?
percentage.
Isang bag lang?
Oo, ang baga ang content mo dito.
Yan.
Baka mag-short na lang. So ito siya. Ang span niya na ano is 50% LEL. LEL, iba yung volume. Percentage by LEL. 1.1% by volume. Okay.
Tawag pa yun.
Bali yan sa dalawang calibration.
Sa doon. Kasi may extension siya kasi. Oh.
Pero ganun din, sa span mo lang din sa
Dab-dab.
tapos sasaksak mo ng video. Parehas.
Kukontinue lang. Kukontinue pa rin naman yun sa...
Continue lang siya. Kaso talagang required ka talaga
Sa dalawa. Continue ko dalawa.
MMM daw yan.
Sir, ganyan daw yung tayo ng PMA, sir. Dapat tayo tayo.
Hindi na tanggapin yung series.
Ang pala sa kamis. So, span calibration siya. Pass. So, ganun din.
Tapos sir, yung ito sa bump test.
Pag test din, ganun din. Test din natin. So, ganun din. Pagka nag-switch on mo, makita nyo rin yung kung kailan siya last calibrate. Tapos yung bump test,
Left side din yan.
left side naman yung bump test. Ganun din, left side din yung bump test.
Pero pag gagamitin mo na yun sir, buksan mo lang, ready to use na sir.
Pump test siya, may pump test. Before mag-start, pump test mo. Ano lang ito, takpan lang yung kamay.
Ay, natakpan. Say, Chip. Oh yeah, right? It's 5%.
Yun yung one mo kasi ni.
5 ppm, huh?
Is the TWA.
Yeah.
It's a
So we
TWA.
need-
OEL is no TWA. Same is below. It's 5%.
Maybe
The
need-
RAM should be 5%.
We need to change this one,
Still is 10%, 10 ppm, no
is-
problem. But
so-
it's short term of 15 minutes. But this TWA, time weighted error should be 5.
Okay. We need to change with this one.
Yes.
This is wrong setting.
Yeah, this is the
5 ppm.
IMS.
Okay.
Right?
I will change with the
Yeah,
setting.
yeah. The STL 10, no problem.
Okay.
But it's the carbon monoxide. It should be about 15 and 25 on the level.
Okay, bump test partner. Paano ba?
It's not 5 ppm, but you have to do the work, right? That's
the
it.
STL.
So how do you do that?
Use the STL.
You have to use the STL. That means if you're using
Only
STL,
15
how
minutes.
many continuous minutes you can work?
15 minutes.
15 minutes and after that what do you do?
Go
Outside
out.
and again.
How many hours you stay outside?
45.
No, 1 hour. 1 hour. You can say 1 hour. Every hour you can work 15 minutes. But that is only maximum 4 times. That means 4. That means what? You can work 15 minutes. You can go out, rest for 1 hour, then go down another 15 minutes. Then you can do that 4 times. Then after that you cannot work. That means you have to complete the job in 1 hour working time.
Only 1 hour.
In 1 hour you can, but 1 hour must be on 4 different time periods. Right? That's why STL is there. Right? You will come across this one because when you have been doing cleaning of the, you cannot take out the fuel. I know, many times you try, you cannot take out the fuels. Right? Still there. Right? Same thing with the hydrocarbon, LEL. What is the normal LEL for working hot work? Company procedures.
Only four times you can work there.
Yeah. No, what I'm
It's only
asking.
for 15 minutes.
Yeah. No, what I'm asking is, like if you do any hot work or something, you are testing the environment, right? Let's say you are doing in a tank or something, and company, and you send. Okay, that also you have to ask you. What is the procedure of doing hot work on board? What is the procedure? Can you do hot work on board?
You need to ask permission if it's outside
Yeah.
outside the workshop.
How do you do that?
Gas spray.
Now, how do you ask for permission? How do you do that?
Send the RA and permit.
Approve
And the permit.
Yeah, there's a pre hot dog permit. You have to ask from the fill up and send to them with the require and ask for permission, and they will check and everything, and they will let you know. Only after that permit you get from the office, from the DPA or from the safety of department. Only after that you can do the hot dog. Outside the workshop, you can do it under but you cannot do. You can do it, but under what? Under risk assessment. There must be always a risk assessment there posted, and every 3 months that you must review that one. Every 3 months, and every time we have crew change, new crew come in, you have to review the risk assessment, right? And have the crew read it, sign it, and put it there, right? That must continue. When you have new crew coming in, you must always review that. Because you reviewed it last time with the separate crew. Maybe you have third engineer, fourth engineer, second engineer coming in, and they don't know the procedure of this ship. This ship is different from other ship, right? So you must always review that part, right? That's always same thing with the mooring. You must always review, right? All these things, right? All these things, right? So what I'm asking is, oh, let's say, so when you let's say they say the environment you have to do the so what is the criteria that must fulfill, like checking oxygen and all that? What is the criteria, minimum criteria that's fulfilled when you're doing hot work? What is it? Yeah, let's say in a space like this.
The space is
Space. What is the minimum criteria the officers that according to IMS they have issued? These are for CIMF also guidelines. Minimum, there must be a minimum criteria for to work in a space in some other place or outside the workshop. What is it? Mostly this all comes from the engineers, huh? Third engineer. I'm asking third engineer, but these two are senior engineers. We are coming next. We have done the same thing last October. We did the same discussion before you come. So last October we did with the crew all these things. Read the IMS, right? It should be about 29% oxygen and 1% LEL, less than 1%. They say less than 1% LEL of LEL what? Hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon percentage must be less than 1% to do the hot work. That is the minimum criteria, right?
Same like the permits.
Permit. Same like for enclosed space permits, right? Enclosed space also we did it. We did ask you. Are the LEL must be less than 1% LEL?
It's stated on the first page, then it's stated somewhere.
That is mostly
near the bottom.
goes with the tankers. They are talking about the tank. We don't have LEL hydrocarbons here most of the time, right? Maybe there must be a leak or something.
And there is no monitoring on this.
Yeah. So but when you are going into a tank, you must take less than 1% LEL to the tank entries. Right? You must be careful. Those are the criteria. By volume, LEL by volume, less than 1%. Right? No. Any other thing? So STL, TW, know how to do the bomb test, calibration, work in this one, resuscitator, right?
Yeah.
These are the things that you ask you, right? And hot tub procedures, and then maybe tomorrow we'll do enclosed space procedures also,
Okay.
right? And also maybe we can do enclosed space rescue, how to do rescue also, right?
We'll check with this David.
Yeah, David. No, it's working. We checked already.
You checked
Yeah. Last October, no, we did?
Yes.
October, yeah. But we have a new crew, no? We have a new crew coming in. So it's better to continue. And actually, requirement says every two months you have to do that. So tomorrow, maybe 10:30 we'll do that. Okay? And we will do the checklist, right? Checklist we will do, and we'll tell them how to fill up the checklist, and important things of the checklist we will teach the people. These are the things that they ask you. Especially these things ask you from all the people they can ask you. Because this regards, enclosed space regards to all, not only the officers, all people. Everybody must
all
know.
officers.
Yeah, not only officers, everybody should know. Because they are signing for the checklist. And they should have read that before you sign it, you should have read it. Right? The minimum criteria, what is the governing things. You should have read these things, right? Okay. So we'll do it tomorrow. This one, huh? Okay, guys. Anyway, no problem, Chief, right? 1 hour about every day to get the people. It's also helpful to the people
Yes.
when they go to another shift. You get training. I know some shift they don't get this training also, right? And also when you're doing training on Philippines, I know I was with him. I was telling it. We were doing navigation just before we signed on, right?
Ice navigation, sir.
No, normal. Safenet. Safenet. See, this is very. I was very angry, right? I was that time I was working on. I was working as superintendent, and I was got caught and I was put into isolation, right? So I was on a camp, right? Campsite in isolation. They told me they can do that. So I said, okay, no problem, I can do that. So I had to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning to do this one because they start because of the time difference. Right? So I wake up 3:30, 3:45 in the morning and get ready. It's all dark, right? So I am in my cabin, in my room, and I switch it on. This one I was doing, and I was ready to do. There were about 15 people, right? And everybody can see what they are doing because we have to switch on the camera. So that time that's the requirement. You have to camera, and the lecturer and the one who's observing can see they are doing the correct thing. They do the exams and all that, right? They do that. Some guys, you don't believe. They are just putting this one and they are in market buying this one. This is ask these guys, and ask them this question, they don't know. I ask them, have you done? When I ask them about something about IMS, they say nothing, right? I say, you have done this, when you check, tell me the certificate, you can check, you have done IMS. Yeah, if they have done the IMS, but how do you do that? So when you are doing something, you must do it correctly. I'm telling you. I'm working for, now this is my 28th year shift, right? Still, when I'm doing a course, I've done this every 2 years, how many times I don't remember. Still, I get into the class and listen to this thing. I never deviate with it, right? That is not, because this is something that you should know. And I'm glad this system from last year, it came with this CDI and SIRE. About 10 years ago, they started the same thing, asking questions. But 10 years ago, the SIRE and CDI started. Then a lot of shit started failing, right? Crew started failing when they asked questions. So they stop it within few months. They stop this thing coming in, asking questions from the crew, right? And they put it only for to officers, junior officers and senior officers. Mostly for senior officers, they start asking questions. But now I'm glad that it is going to ask all these questions from the crew, because every time when you're coming in, you have done gas courses. Right? And most of the time, most of the companies, they require advanced or advanced gas courses to ABs to do. Right? I'm glad, because then you should follow this. And then everything that they ask in these questions are inside this gas course. What you do for 5 days, what you do for 10 days, all inside it. What you need is refresh. Then I'm glad to help you with this refresh. And all these courses are based on books. That is always on board the ship. This is not these books. They ask you this question. All the answers are on board. All the books are on board. That's why they are. See the CDI also. They say these books should be there. Then because they know this SIRE is based on these books, right? CDIO SIRE. All these books should they have a list of books there. So read the books. Right? This is the thing. Right? This of you, because this is your life, right? Especially on this research, right?
Also, if we will have a better chance, we can do it Saturdays. Maybe crew will familiarize the cargo equipments and cargo lineups also.
Yeah.
We do it last time on a vessel so that everybody will be acquainted with
Of course, yeah.
those things we wanted to learn from gas engineers and chief officers.
Yeah,
They are also.
Yeah.
We.
I don't mind. It's very good to people to learn, right? That is how you go to other rank.
And also.
Don't usually think, okay, this is good for me. I'm getting $3,000. No, you must have a plan to go to other ranks,
And also it will be good because during our cargo operation, if something there will be mistake, Oh, sorry.
Yeah, somebody
They
will
can
know,
correct,
yes.
yeah, because they're acquainted with the system.
Yeah.
So if only me and some officers will be acquainted, this is okay. Then sometimes we forget. Maybe other guys who
Yeah.
can check.
Of course.
Even though ABs, you know, Mr. Lancers, AB and OS only are gas operators.
Yes, of course.
So they
They're
should-
all when you're with EMS, like you know, when I started joining EMS, my superiors were all British, right? Because I was working for Gibson Gas Tankers, that under EMS, right? Gibson Gas Tankers is a Scottish ship. All top four is mostly Scottish or British guys. From greasing to changing oils on compressors to everything must be done by the chief officer with the junior officers and also with the APs. They know everything to do. Right? There is no gas engineers. And semi-FSL, right? Or semi-FSL, right? They have to do that. Only they give you gas engineers during fully ref, but if the ethylene carrier is running 24 hours, this one, because that's very difficult for chief officer to monitor this one, then they give you a gas engineer. Otherwise, they will never give you a gas engineer. Right? So for EMS and gas engineers start coming in when you start employing Russians. Russian, when they come, they have in their contract, in semi-ref or fully ref, doesn't matter. Chief officer has a clause in it that you should have a gas engineer. Otherwise, they will not join. Right? That is the time the gas engineers came in for EMS as well. Right? Otherwise, there's no gas engineers on EMS. You can ask your father, right?
Yes.
Working from 2001, 2002, these things, right? Never had that.
Even in GPUs, no.
GPU, yeah.
Only
GPU, no.
ethylene, when
Yeah.
they carry. So they are the ones acquainted with this compressor.
They have this clause, and also now the Indians also have the same clause. They have put the same clause. They should have gas. They should have gas engineer because their contracts are very strong. Companies cannot deviate from that. They have a clause on it that when you ask for it, when you demand a gas engineer, the company has to send it. Right? Those are the things.
It's better that these guys will be acquainted, whether they will be promoted or not.
Yeah, this is goes with them getting the employment for their own people.
Yeah.
Right? That's why they have this clauses inserted into their employee contracts, individual employee contracts on those things. Right? Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Good. You do that. Anything? Other things. Maybe you can do some 15 PPM training. The training record for that.
Yes, yes.
For the improve water mist and all that.
Yeah.
And also the what do you call that? We have water mist, 50 PPM, and also the engine. What you have this UMS6 or what you have the other one is the lamp. We have this one, no, this, that, can't remember, the other one they asked me about. During CDI they asked you about training on that one. Is that, can't remember. Other things. On the UMSC, but they have that.
Dead man alarm? Dead man alarm?
No, alarm for
Engineer code?
No, not alarm. The requirement for the UMS is that you must have scavenge fire.
Scavenging pad, sir? Scavenging pad?
No, what's scavenge fire? Alarm
Ito
for,
nakalagay ko ang nangyayari sa...
I will tell you later on. But 15 ppm and all that, do that. And also, when you have new crew, new officers on board, the third engineers, they also, because the ballast water management system, Karma, go training on third engineer, new no, and electrician is new. They should know how to use this Karma also, right? And it goes through chief engineer and officers, but they are must be included that one also, right? Karma, right? And they did the pumps, no? Hand pump?
This one, the house.
They are important hand pump, huh? Especially to engineers during hydrosulfur.
So every this benzene have this, for example, your benzene, it's inside, it's enclosed with this one, is the instruction. So the instruction you can read different gas detection tube has different instructions and different kinds of strokes. So for example, the benzene, you will see you will see the measuring range is for 1 ppm is equals to number of pumps is 15 pumps.
What is the range for that pump? Benzene?
1 is to 100.
Only this one you have?
We have another one.
0.5 you have,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because recommended is 0.5
Yeah,
to cover.
yeah, 0.1 I think.
Yeah.
So I just only get
Yeah, no
the.
problem, no problem.
So for example, you need 5% to account. So the pump stroke is 5 ppm to 100 ppm. The pump stroke would be 4. Okay. So then the reaction would be ang kulay. So from here it's white, then it would go to brown. White to brown. Okay. It says here. So just read this manual. It's white to brown. So how to test first?
Each
different.
this one is different.
Yes,
Right?
that's
So
why-
when you got to 0.5, different.
Different.
So
Different.
you should have the same reading, right?
Okay. So first for the leak test. Okay, so to ensure that this pump is okay, you need to perform the leak test. So find the arrow, insert here, and make some pump.
Tanggalin mo. Tanggalin mo. Bibili na siya. Bibili mo.
Okay. Keep it over 15 minutes. It's not that important, right?
It's like it's just leaking, no?
No, it's that. Okay. Now the counter is there, right? There's no counter.
Yeah.
So before doing that, this is 5, right?
Yes.
So if it doesn't come to 6, no problem. It's not leaking. You have to wait about 10-15 minutes. That means when you come to 5, that means it can come like that because it has a small tuff of air. But otherwise they stop, right? Never. So wait about 10-15 minutes. If this doesn't move, then it's okay. If the count, this one count doesn't move, no problem. It should never come here, right? 10-15 minutes, and then that means this is okay.
Uniqueness yung sa kabila.
It's good. That's the vacuum. It's good. Press mo, just press it. Press mo.
Susukin mo dito pang ganyan.
Slowly press it.
Ito. So we can change 0, okay?
Yeah.
So it says,
Stroke.
yung arrow, ipapasok lang doon sa bunganga. Then, for example, malalim yung kukuhaan ninyo, may hose doon, may extension. Ilugtong yung hose, sa dulo nito, may lalagyan siya doon. Doon nyo ilalagay sa dulo. Ito. Okay. Then, pump. Yung pump, pag-pump ninyo, para makapag-pump, matagal yung matiit. Yan. Kailangan siya gagalaw sagad before nyo bitawan.
Meron na makita dyan.
Kitawan, no? Kasi pagka hindi sagad yung pagka ninyo, hindi rin magka-count ito ng reading. So, ganun po.
4%.
0 to
50, 100.
0.2, 10.2, 100. 5 to 100.
4 pumps. 5 to 100. Mataas na yung 5 na yun.
Counter must come.
Yes.
Coming, right? Yeah.
Go from 0.
Yeah.
Ito sa kanan ng paper siya.
Tagal na. Butas niya. Dala yung butas niya.
Cut.
Magat niya.
Yor, may tendo yor.
5. 5. Mag-reading na naman siya, white to brown. Tapos ito yung reading niya.
Kung saan nakakuha yung project.
Kung saan na indicator niya. So, kung 0.1, ganito rin yung ano niya. Okay.
Bali reading ito, 25 na sir. Tulong mo.
Nakuha na siguro.
100 na eh. Sagad na yan.
Kumbaga,
Minutes.
limited na yun.
Nakawakan na kayo niyan.
Oo, dalawang baba sa akin. So we have the extension, no? What's inside the extension? Okay. Question? Meron? Nakapagputol pa isa? Yung pinutol natin, yung benzene?
So, sino nagputol?
Yung H2S, nagputol ako yung H2S.
Mula sa
Benzene, yung benzene. Hindi ba parang may naputol na kayo sa?
wala akong, hindi ko magagamit.
Putulan ko na natin.
Oo.
Putol na ako.
Mention it to report.
Benzene and H2S.
Yung chinis, bawas ka na lang.
Pero pinabawasan ko yung kantag ng isa-isa eh.
What is the hazard of benzene? Sir, how much is the TLB of benzene? Third engineer. Because you are doing bunkering, you must text this thing. 1 ppm.
1 ppm is the still. Still.
Still, yeah, that's the TLB. Threshold limit, right? And 1 ppm is what? What is the hazard of benzene? Huh? I am the new guy. You know what is the hazard of benzene? You must be afraid of benzene too much, very much, right? When you bunkering. The hazard of benzene. You know what is carcinogenic? Huh? That means if it's more than 1 ppm, it's cancerous, carcinogenic. Right? Not just normal cancer, it's bone marrow cancer. It cannot be. We cannot do any operations for that. Huh? Yeah. Right? So 1 ppm, huh? So when you find that if you read 1 ppm or more than 1 ppm, what is the action you should do during bunkering? Stop. We have to refuse the bunker. Just refuse it. Right? And if it's more than 5 ppm also H2S, can refuse it. Tell them to take out the bunker, right? That's why they give you on the this one is 0 ppm, H2S, 0 benzene. And when you're doing the this one, right? MSDS. Okay. No, so maybe we have lunch, huh? Okay. So tomorrow also we'll discuss it a little bit. Okay. I hope everybody have.
Thank you for the knowledge. What's the video?
Siaran ko sir.
Kasi yun sa 8 hours
Lagi yun.
Lagi na 8 hours kasi 8 hours na yun.
Cancer para sa
Mabilis kasi siya.
In 1 hour. Yung steel po, short.
All this sound the